All right, everybody, welcome into 4th and 5 as we are now getting set up to talk about the new head hog, Ryan Silverfield. So, just waiting for everything to become official. Feel like it's pretty good now, obviously. Anything can change. So, if you are new to this and we have more of a viewer comment based style, I usually wait a little bit for people to start joining the show so they can be a part of the show. So, sit back, relax just for a minute or so and we'll get into it. But yes, Ryan Silverfield, now the new head hog for the Razorbacks. A lot of people feeling a lot of different ways about this protest going on at the University of Arkansas. Always encourage people to join the show. I see people are starting to get in here as well. The chat's not doing too well. All right, so this is what we like to do. I like to always get a feel for the fan base, and like I said, I think the people who are very upset, those are the ones who will go online and be very loud, and we're going to hear you out. Some people who like this hire, sometimes okay, they sit back and relax. You don't see a lot. So from what I've seen a lot online is not very good feedback from the hiring of Ryan Silverfield. So we've been talking this coaching search, so many things going on. And it all started when all the rumors and everything just started blowing up was from the tweet from Trey Schapp, okay? As soon as that happened, you had a lot of other people who said, whoa, 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 let's wait till that ink is dry, if there is any ink to talk about, you know? So as soon as that happened, nationally, it blew up. ESPN, Yahoo Sports, Sports Center, any big network, national network talked about, according to our boy Trey, that Golis was going to be the next head coach. Man, oh man, did that not work out. All right. So the thing about this industry, when you go there, you are still in the media and you still address. All right. So, we'll be at work tomorrow on 1037 The Buzz, and I'm sure the morning show, our show, Out of Bounds, it will be addressed. I would assume. Now, I can't speak for Trey. It's just kind of hard to be a part of a radio show and not address the biggest thing that is going on at our station right now. So we'll cross that bridge tomorrow. Should be an exciting day. And beyond that, then we got to talk about Ryan Silverfield. What happened? Did Golis want the job? Was he ever offered the job? Been talking to a few coaches, okay? I don't really try to dig into boosters and all that stuff for information. As soon as I heard Ryan got the job, I reached out to somebody who coached with him to get a feel for what Ryan Silverfield is like. And I'm currently working on trying to get in touch with Ryan Silverfield because whether we like it or not, he is the next head coach. And I'm not going to hop on this, I hope it all crash and burn thing to potentially try to get someone fired. I'm a Razorback fan. And even though we're very critical on this show, we want the Hogs to do well. So if he is our guy, there's no going back. Now let's figure out how to set him up to try to be successful. That's how I like to view things. So I'm going to reach out to him. And the first thing that I'm going to do, if I have the opportunity to talk to him, which I'm hoping I will, is I was having a conversation with Grant Cook. And boots on the ground, he needs to, one, get back to laying the foundation of what makes this university special. He should be at every single front doorstep, work his way into the living room and sit down with all of these in-state recruits. And even if it is wasting time, it may be. These guys are committed to go other places, but he needs to set this standard of like, we can't let in-state talent leave. We can't do it. Even if they say no, I think that'll send a message into our fan base that people here matter. I think a lot of people think the resolution is just to give this guy a bunch of money and try to go into the portal and go get the best players and try to get them from 1 year. I think that's a recipe for Arkansas that will lead us into disappointing seasons year in and year out, okay? If this is going to work, he needs to build a foundation. And in the process of building a foundation, the first year is going to be rocky. But I think if he sends the message where he's trying to get Arkansas back to what mattered the most was like this passion thing that we feel like has not been touched in or is completely lost, it will take time to build, but I think it would be worth it. I think that's a good way to try to bring the fans back. All right, I see a lot of people joining now. So let's go ahead and give a rundown. So this is about as official as it gets, right? Hunter Yurachek and good old Ryan Silverfield signing the paperwork. The ink is dry. And here's a message from our new head coach.
Razorback Nation, this is your new head football coach, Ryan Silverfield. Can't wait to get to Fayetteville and get started. We're going to bring a lot of success to the Hogs. It's so well deserved. Can't wait to see you. Go Hogs.
There he is. That's the man. I got a lot of people in the chat. Hey, I will say this too. I don't want to sit here and talk the whole time. If y'all want to join the show, you see the ticker at the bottom of your screen. All you have to do is shoot me an email. Okay, then I can send you a link to join the show. I want us to all talk about it. Tell me how you feel. Try your best not to cuss. That'd be very much appreciated. Okay. So if you want to join the show, that's how we do that. And I'll go ahead and pull a couple more things. So I'm trying to get a gauge of the fan reaction. Okay. And if you look into this chat room right now, you can see, oh, give it 4 years. This sucks. No, no, no. Letting Bobby go and hiring Silverfield. I'll talk about that here in just a second. I'm kind of with you, like, when it comes to levels of having somebody who's been there, you feel good about the process, what we've seen before. I'm not seeing much separation between the two, and I would give Bobby the nod. That's just my opinion. Coach Petrino, sorry. You see people all in here. Don't put the email into the chat. Send me the email. The email is going to be at the bottom of your screen, okay, if you want to join the show. I'll pull that up for you real quick. The email is williams.dj45@gmail. That's all you have to shoot me an email for the link. And as I'm also trying to get a gauge for this fan reaction, you Hogs Plus, which is University's podcast or their channel or stuff, they posted this right here, saying a new era starts now. Okay, now they're offering 25% off for people to sign up for that subscription so they can get all behind the scenes of our new head coach. So usually when stuff like that happens, you see some form of excitement, right? This is where I think a good gauge is of where our fan base is, because I opened up the comment section. Now, when they posted this, it was just 11 comments, so I was curious if it was going to be 50-50 or not. And boy, it was not. Unsubscribed. See you in 5 years. Boo. North Korean propaganda. Unsubscribed. Fans are not happy. And like I said, they had a protest organized up in Fayetteville for the firing of Hunter Yurichek. So let me go ahead and open up my email. We ain't playing around. I got a lot of people. All right, I'll start sending that out right now. Just give me a second. And once again, as you hop on, please don't cuss. And like I said, I had a conversation with somebody who coached with Ryan Silverfield, and we'll talk about that here in just a second. Still even a lot of question marks. I hear a great dude, super chill, cool. The experience part of, not being the coordinator side of things, or what does he specialize in? I would almost compare it to, y'all are going to get nervous when I say this, Sam Pittman, in the way of, yes, Silverfield's been a head coach at Memphis, but as far as like the offensive side of the ball or the defensive side of the ball, really not specializing in anything, probably except for O-line play, okay, running game, but surrounded by coordinators who do a really good job, doing all this. And that does work for a lot of coaches. And so a great example, Bill Belichick, he lets his coaches coach, and it's based off his philosophy. Now, but even Bill, more on the defensive side of the ball and a specialist in that era. So, all right, here we go. I'm about to start sending out these emails. These should be fun. All right, so I'm sending one to whoever this is. All right, and I'm not even gonna send a subject. Okay, I'm just gonna send you a link. I don't have time to put the subject in. Da-da-da. Okay, first one sent out. And as soon as you open this link, it'll tell you to put your name in. And once you put your name in, I'll be able to know who it is. Then you're going to be backstage and just sit back and wait patiently. And I'll bring you in. All right. Sending out 3 links. What's up, John Matthews? Da-da-da. All right, here we go. I'll sit back and wait for them getting messages in. This is another interesting thing, too. The press conference. It's not going to be till Thursday. Just got a message in. A few people told me this. Signing day for high school is going to be the day before, on Wednesday at 7 a.m. And the press conference of officially introducing him won't be until Thursday. But I'm assuming we're still trying to make sure we go out and get these recruits, right? He needs, like I said, if that paperwork is right, he doesn't need to be in Fayetteville at all. He doesn't need to get a lay of the land. He needs to be in a plane, and he needs to be talking to all these recruits right now. And like I said, even if they feel like they're wasting their time and they can't get these guys to flip, I think it still sends a big message of what's important. All right, we got people hopping in. Logan, I see you backstage. You're not going to cuss, are you? All right, here we go. Let's bring in Logan. All right, scoot over a little bit for me, would you? There you go.
There we
All right,
go.
Logan, first of all, I got to ask where you from.
I am from Hot Springs.
Hot Springs in the house. I'm assuming a Razorback fan?
Die hard. 30 years, infancy, the whole bit.
All right, let's hear it. Thoughts on the hire when you heard it this morning?
There's a silver lining.
Oh.
He's a young guy. I don't know how good of a recruiter he is.
Mm-hmm.
But he is younger. And that is appealing to younger kids. Like high school, JUCO. But I am much in disarray like the rest of the friends. Like where was the big name? Did the big name exist? Did we offer 10 other people? Two other people. You know, it's frustrating. A little concerned for the future.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not worried about baseball. Because we've had two coaches in 40 years.
Yeah.
But with football, you got to wonder, was there an NIL incentive in his contract? And how much was it?
Hold on 1 second. They're saying that you have an echo going on real quick. So hold on.
Yeah,
the
echo's pretty bad.
Okay. You got to let me know these things. I can fix that real quick. Okay. 1 second. Audio. See if I can hook you up. Is that better?
Better? Yeah.
Better?
Yeah, no echo. Great.
See, look, boom. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Val, and thank you, Tracy. All right, for letting me know. All right, so go ahead and get back to it. I think they heard the echo. So big hire. You were curious about the process of them going through who was asked. A lot of people feel like they just swung and struck out on a lot of people. And now it's a lot of people feel like we're settling for Silverfield. Or do you think this is the direction that they wanted to go from the get-go?
Well, I think there was long-term implementations that he was a consideration, like after the Memphis loss. Like, if you're going to hire Silverfield the entire time, you just do it after the Memphis game, right? Like, why is the suspense? Why the whole smoke and mirrors thing? Why all that, right?
Yeah.
If he was the guy from the get-go, he would have just been there, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think that was the case. I certainly don't think Golish was never the guy. I think at one point, probably really recently, Golish was the guy.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of things for a head coach to consider that people don't weigh in. It's like he probably watched the Iron Bowl and he probably watched the Mizzou game. And that may have been an Auburn deal, weeks ago, but the final considerations may have been, let's look what's going on at a possibly bowl eligible Auburn team and an Arkansas team with nothing to play for. And, he's got to, when you're a coach, you got to decide what's best for your family. So it may have been in the cards.
So you looking at it right now real quick. So I'm going to get some more people in. Once again, if you want to join the show, you see the email scrolling at the bottom of your screen. Yay or nay on Silverfield? If you were you or you kind of waiting and seeing? Oh, and then go ahead.
The best word, and I think many of us here in Razorback Nation can agree, deflated. But we will give all of our best until proven otherwise. I want Ryan Silverfield to win every game. I wish him nothing but success. This is not a dissatisfaction of Silverfield and disapproval of what he can or can't do. This is more of, what did we wait 2 months for? Why did we wait this long? If it was Silverfield in October, why did we wait 2 months to figure out it was Silverfield?
Yeah.
What is the mystery?
All right, man. I appreciate it. I'm gonna bring some more people in. All right. Appreciate you. Have a good one.
Worries.
Thanks for watching 4th and 5, man. Yep. Have a good one. All right, let's go ahead and bring in John Matthews. Greg Reese, I see you standing by. Give me a second. John, get that camera right, man. I know you're locked in, and I saw the video of you out on the field going wild, all right? So when we talk about somebody who's for this program, you're looking at one right now. You just heard from one. Reaction with the Silverfield news.
Yeah, I might still have some face paint on. I've been duck hunting all morning, but I got back and my phone was blowing up, and I heard about this, and I was like, oh, my gosh. I mean, my first reaction, honestly, is like he was probably not our first choice. I mean, he's got a good record. It seems like he does not do well against good teams, greater than 500, from what I'm hearing from people. But I don't know, man. I'm kind of with the guy that was just on. I mean, I feel like we've got to, as bad as like, I want to say that I'm disappointed. I'm trying to be positive. So that way, because I feel like as long as this guy knows some boosters and we can get him the money that he needs to like get, players and the team that we need and good coaching staff, hopefully a good defensive coordinator, then I mean, hopefully he can do what he needs to do. My biggest fear is that he may not be the name, the splash that can pull in that kind of money.
Yeah.
That's my biggest fear. But if he can, I mean, I'm still going to be at every game, every tailgate.
Yep.
Like I'm still going to be supportive. I'm a little concerned about that, I guess.
I'd say now the thing is, how do you feel like most people right now are going to support? I mean, as long as I've been here, I've never seen a protest
Yeah,
happen and get organized shortly after the naming
dude,
of
I
the head
saw that.
coach.
The
Because
people
the thing
outside the
is,
Jones or whatever.
when you're looking at it, I appreciate the donation. They says sends in. Oh, sorry, I just missed it. Moved too quick. Somebody says that this is very wrong. But when I saw the protest get organized, I mean, if you're Ryan Silverfield and you
I know,
see that, are you like, God, did I
I
make
know,
the right
man.
decision?
Like that, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, it's okay if you feel that way, like internally, but him coming here day one and people are like literally protesting about it, like how's that guy gonna feel? Like he already like you're setting yourself up for like a Brian Kelly type situation. Like we're gonna hate him and he's gonna hate us. Like you can't do that. You gotta at least give him a chance, whether we blame Yurachek for the hire or whatever. Like we cannot set this dude up for failure. Like I don't want to go and lose every game again next season. Like I lived through that. I was there the whole time. Like
Yeah.
I want to at least give him a chance. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna keep giving him my money. Unfortunately, God bless. I'm so all of my money plus more money that I don't want to give him. But like we got to try, man. Like that's all I know to do. That's all I know.
Yeah.
And I'm running out of hope. Like I'm on fumes at this point, man. But like we got to at least try. He's done. We saw the picture. It's legit this time. You and me been
Yeah.
talking. Like it's actually legit this time.
Yeah, here's the picture right here, just in case
Yeah.
y'all wondering. The paper has been signed and all that, so it is legit. I saw a comment, and this is funny. We did say protest. Let me rephrase that: a small
Like
gathering
25
of
people.
people. All right. So let's not throw it all out of hand, but we still have never seen it before.
Yeah.
And just to let you know, people, check your email. I just sent out links for about 5 people who want to join the show. I didn't send a subject. I just sent a link for it. So hop in there. If you want to give your 2 cents and let me know what you think. Ask you about Hunter Yurachek. You're a big time supporter. Um, a lot of people from these comments I'm reading, not a big fan of what's going on right now. And I think it's how it's happened. I mean, I think we were one of the first to let go of their coach, and we've had all this time, and it just seems like we're scrambling last minute to make something happen. Or
Yeah.
or is it like if you go for a sitting head coach, is this the way that it has to work? I'm assuming it does because you can't announce who your head coach is going to be if he's still coaching somewhere, right?
Well, that's what you would think, but it seems like that is completely not true when it comes to like G5. I mean,
Yeah.
look at Eric
Okay.
look at Eric Morris. They hired Eric
Okay.
Morris, and he still had a game left to play. Like if you're that or if you're a power four coordinator or something, I feel like it's acceptable to jump the gun a little bit early. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do, but it seems like everybody's got to get in first before the dominoes start to fall. And from what it looks like, from what I've seen, Silverfield was not the first choice, not the second choice, possibly not even the third, possibly the fourth, but at least the third or the fourth choice. And we're never going to know the truth because you know how they keep all this stuff sheltered. Like, he'll make us think that he was the guy the whole time. So
Gosh.
I don't know, man. I always try to be optimistic about Yurachek. And I want to give him credit for stuff like getting Coach Cal, but like, was that really him or was that John Tyson? Like, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm starting to lose my hope, my faith in him, to be quite honest with you. But that's just me.
All right, man. I got Chase waiting background, so appreciate you, man. I'm sure I'll bump into you soon. All right, have a good one.
All right, man. Take care.
It's John Matthews. Real quick, some super chats coming in. I see you in the backstage, Chase. Just give me 1 second. This is from Titan Pig. He's already after in-state kids. What coach here was doing that? How do you know that? I hope he is. I hope that's what's going on. I'm assuming you're tied in with somebody. Hopefully, got a phone call. If that's the case, can you please let me know where you're hearing that from? Because I think that would be great. Ty Humphrey's in the house. Super chat. Appreciate you so much. Goalless record versus 500 teams is slightly worse than Silverfield. Um, Interesting. We've been kind of going over records and the resources. Somebody I saw in the chat said that Silverfield had in the conference, that is, some pretty good resources from Memphis, and a lot of people think that he should have did a little better. Now he won what 11 games a year ago, 10 games the year before, but wasn't able to get all the way to the end. One more super chat, and then I'll bring you in, Chase. Chris Caver. Uh-oh. He's a big Bobby Petrino fan right here, so I'm worried about you. All right, I care about you. Let's hear it. Told y'all after the game yesterday, if they weren't going to hire BP, then I wanted Silverfield. He is going to fix in-state recruiting. He knows Arkansas high school coaches. Now, Chris, I hope you're on to it because I think that's a good spot. All right, let's go ahead and bring in Chance right now. Chance, where are you from, big dog?
Originally from Bentonville, but I live in South Florida right now.
Oh, okay. So you were probably all tagged in on this whole goalish train, and
Oh
then he
man,
doesn't.
I was leading the propaganda campaign for 2 months, man.
You were in it. You
Crazy.
probably wanted it bad. So, when the news hit you about Silverfield this morning, what's the first thing you thought?
I'm not gonna lie, I was devastated at first, man. I feel like what it really comes down to, I would have been more okay with it if we didn't get the news earlier this week that Golish was supposedly coming, man. When that happened, I was freaking over the moon, you know. And I just felt like Golish was like he's like the next Kurt Signetti, man. If you ask me, like the resume, you look at everywhere he's been. I don't want to speak too much on him because it's not our guy now, but I was just
Mm,
really hoping for that one. But Silverfield, aside from all of that, if you look at his resume at Memphis, I don't see what was that bad about it. I mean, what are Memphis fans really expecting? I mean, maybe I get the conference title thing. He should have been in the conference title at least once, but at a title game. But I mean, didn't they just have two straight 10-win seasons last year and the year before? I
yeah,
mean, what more do you want at Memphis than that? You know what I mean?
yeah,
And I do get the argument that he had all the resources as far as for that conference goes, and now he'll have less at Arkansas. But I mean, really, we're kind of just assuming that because, I mean, if you ask Hunter Yurachek, they're giving the next coach all the resources that he needs to be successful. So if I don't know what Silverfield's relationship with the boosters are, being at Memphis, maybe he knew some of the boosters already or something. Hopefully he gets them on board and we can, maybe we saved a little money versus hiring Golish or somebody else and we can put that towards NIL or maybe bring in a Ed Orgeron. I don't even know if that's in the picture for DC, but some good DC like that, you know what I mean?
yeah,
But I don't know. I guess it's more right now like a wait and see. At first, I was really disappointed, but all we got is what we got. So the guys, it's signed in writing. He's our coach. So at this point, I feel like the fan base, we have to give him a chance. Our thoughts about Hunter Yurachek, that's not even debated. We all know where we
yeah,
stand on that. But Silverfield, the guy really wasn't that bad at Memphis, and who knows? Because look at where I even tweeted earlier today, 24 months ago, uh, what was the Jamie Chadwell was the hottest guy on the market. And now no one in
yeah,
the country wants Jamie Chadwell, So things change
yeah.
quick. And Mike Elko, nobody thought he was a great hire on day one at A&M. And look at them. Now they might be in the playoffs. So it's really, you never know until you know, I guess. But at
My
first I
God.
was disappointed, but I'm kind of coming around now.
All right, my God, Chance, he's locked in. Hopeful, hopeful. All right,
Yes,
we're
sir.
in it
And
now.
I
We're
just
in
want to
it
say
now.
before I go, DJ, I'm a huge
Yeah.
fan, man. You're a freaking legend. I loved watching you, and it's an honor to be on your show.
Right on, man. I appreciate you big time, man. Have a good time out there in Florida. All right, enjoy that
Yes,
weather.
sir. Thank you.
All right, I got some people. That was fun right there. People asking, how do I call Michael Reed? All you have to do is shoot me an email. Okay, you see that right there on your screen, williams.dj45@gmail.com. I'll send you a link. I got a lot coming in, and I'm shooting a lot out. I got Blaine Davis waiting back stage. Just give me a second. And I will point this out too. So I know I've been watching a lot of shows and podcasts and stuff this morning, getting into the ins and out of all that. That's really not what we do here on Fourth and Five. We're more like trying to explain why or what to expect. kind of get a little bit deeper knowledge of what's to come. And so that's what we're going to do with Ryan Silverfield. So tomorrow, Monday night, I usually do a breakdown of the recap of the previous Razorback game. Okay, I'm just gonna put a filler out there. I would assume no one cares right now about the performance yesterday, and it is what it is. That may sound harsh. I think right now is you're gonna want people are going to want to know what can we expect from Silverfield. All right, so I'll be going over film today, and so tomorrow's breakdown, you're going to see what his tendencies are. You're going to see what type of offense he likes to run. You're going to see what the mentality is like for a defense led by him. Coaching decisions on 4th and 3rd down. That's what we attempt to do here. Okay, so that'll be a fun show tomorrow. Excited about that, but we got a lot of research today to knock that out for you. All right, let's go ahead and bring in Blaine Davis. Blaine, can you hear me? Blaine, your mic is muted. You see,
Gotcha.
there it is. There it is.
I got you. Sorry about that.
What is that? Hold on, what? Somebody, Hunter Yurchek just posted something on social media, and it is red smoke coming out of Razorback Stadium. It almost looks like the stadium is about to burn down. I don't know if that was the best post he should have put out there right there. But Blaine, what's going on,
maybe
man?
a comparison between the Razorback coach and the Pope is
Oh,
probably not the best.
Okay. That's what okay. So instead of the white smoke, you use the red smoke. Okay. He's got between that and his 6-7 attempt on ESPN the other day, I was just like, oh Lord, let's just put the phone down and hang out. All right, Blaine, talk to me. Where are you from?
Walnut Ridge.
Walnut Ridge. When you got the news this morning that our next head coach is Silverfield, are you for it or against it, or in between? Not sure yet.
Look, I've been a Razorback fan since Lou Holtz was the coach.
Yeah.
So it's been a day or two. For those of you who don't remember, that'd be the mid to early 80s.
Yeah.
But I will always be a Razorback fan. It just aggravates me when we can't go get what we need. If you target a coach and you can't pull them after you've pulled 2 out of the NFL, what other college team can say that? Nobody. So go get your coach. There's money in this state to go do it. Get it done. And Yurachek doesn't seem to be able to. So I think at some point very soon he's going to have to go if Silverfield is not the guy. Now, if he comes in and he's a home run and we win 6 games next year and 9 games the year after and 10-11 the year after, then I'll shut up and say Yurachek was right. But I don't see anything to show me that this guy is going to be better in year 3. You know, I was all excited about Houston Nutt when he first came in and took a garbage team that had a lot of talent, and they performed out of this world. And if this guy does that and builds a team out of it, then that's great. But Houston Nutt's problem was he could not get the talent in after. So, you know, show me some hope, please.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna ask you too about something else, but before that, I just saw Lane Kiffin just posted a tweet. He is accepted the job at LSU. So Lane Kiffin is heading to LSU. He's not allowed to coach in the college football playoffs. All right, so that'll be his last game that he coached in the Egg Bowl. Mississippi State heading to LSU. So now Ole Miss is going to be open. I bet Golish hoped he would have waited just a little bit longer. But moving forward, when it comes to the support for Silverfield, Blade, what I want to ask you, do you see fans at this point? Because the only way to right this ship is you have to have financial backing. Or do you think fans are just going to check out? And if they do and they don't support financially, how do we ever get back on track?
And no, you can't without fan support.
Yeah.
But that's why this hire should have been so important. You should have had somebody come in like Summerall would have been great. Morris with his quarterback pedigree would have been a good argument. Golish, Arkansas ties, success, multiple places. Okay. Where's the argument with this guy? Where is the excitement? Because you need to bring excitement to bring money.
Yep.
And that's what you've got to do. Bobby P, I think at this point, look, there's a couple of ways to do this, and I don't really care who the coach is. If the coach is going to be successful, I think you need to lay out your contract. So, all right, well, here's your base salary, and it's almost nothing. $8 million a year. In this conference, that's a low end salary. Okay.
Yep.
Bowl eligible, you get another bonus. 7 wins, it's another bonus. 8 wins, it's another bonus. 10 wins, and it's a bigger bonus. Go to the college football playoffs, maybe you end up with $8 million of bonuses.
Yeah.
If you line things out so it's incentive based, you're not worried about getting a Chad Morris.
Mm.
And I think that's where we all are. And
I get you, man.
I don't want another one of those.
No, I think you speak for the whole fan base right there. Hey, Blaine, I appreciate you, man. Keep that head up, man. Like you said, I'm always going to be a Hog fan. I'm still going to support, but we'll see how all this plays out and see if we're in for another maybe rough year or not. We'll figure it out, but I'll be hopeful. How about this? Does it sound good? Have a good
Year
one,
or two. That's give him 3. Heck, let's
Fair
go.
enough. All right, boss. Have a good one. Blaine Davis joining us. I saw some people in the chat saying, "Oh hell, Coach Petrino is going to go to Ole Miss now." I think that would actually be a good spot. But they promoted their defensive coordinator up for a head coach. Now I don't know if that's going to be long term. I would be surprised. I bet they have to go through a process now as well. Big super chat in. Thank you for the $50 donation. This is a self-inflicted death penalty. The Hogs will never get a penny more in NIL, and any good recruit with a pulse will avoid Arkansas like the plague. Arkansas would have been better off to leave the SEC and join the AAC. I don't even know what the AAC is. Philip, thanks for the donation. I can tell you're very frustrated. Hold on, brother. We'll figure some stuff out. Another donation coming in. I asked earlier, so Titan Pig said that Silverfield's already starting to recruit in-state players. And I asked him, how does he know that? I'm assuming this is your response. 4-star in-state linebacker has known for weeks and decided to stay home now. Can't remember the source. Go get Kane Archer now. So you're assuming that Ryan Silverfield had people to maybe put fillers out saying, "Hey guys, I'm coming. Let's see if we can go ahead and get these recruits early." If that's the case, then that is quite interesting. A lot of people in the chat just all over the place. American Athletic Conference. Skip my super chat. I pulled it up. Did I not pull it up? I just talked about it. Titan Pig. Yeah. No, they're in the JW. I see you're in my so JW is a frequent caller on 1037 The Buzz, and he just told us here that he's done. He said he can't do it no more. He says he's not calling in anymore. But JW, I want you to stay with me, my friend. All right. And I want you to hop on here. Okay, JW, can I send you a link so you can hop on and tell me how you feel? Now I know Justin and you go back and forth sometimes, and y'all don't see eye to eye. I actually think you bring up some really good points sometimes. All right. And so please let me know if I can send you a link to join the show. I got people looking for the link right here. Sorry for the delay. I'm about to go ahead and shoot a couple emails out right now. So Long Creek, Sean Wilkins, Robert Branscombe, hopefully I'm saying that right, and John Dyson. Stay with me. I'm about to shoot you a link right now. There we go. There's the first one. Sean, I'm sending you one too. So when you open this link, just sit backstage. I can see you. Don't hang up, okay? I'll pull you up when I can get to you, okay? It's like calling into a radio show and being on hold, okay? The new hire, Ryan Silverfield, the new head coach. Wow. I'm gonna lie, I did not see that coming. I was convinced, based off reports, that Golis was going to be the guy. I really was. That goes to show, man. I feel bad for Trey. I'm gonna be honest. I've looked at Trey Schapp's social media, and people are getting after him. All right, and a lot of people calling the station. They got something to say about him. Like I said, I know us at the Buzz, and we don't shy away from anything, especially the morning show. So David Bassel and Roger Scott, they have to have Trey Shapp on in the morning, and if they don't, I know Justin Akery will. All right, so tune in tomorrow. Wow. Once again, Titan Pig, appreciate the donation, and you're right. I hope that he can get a pulse for the state of Arkansas and try to get more of these people um, to stay here. I know a lot of recruits are been waiting to see what happens. They've been paying attention, actually. Um, now that we're doing that, hold on one second. I would love to bring him on. Okay. You know who I'm texting? Hold on one second. Sorry, y'all. Um, Sorry for the dead silence. All right. I want these in-state players, you know. Like I said, I had a great conversation with the guy who coached with Ryan Silverfield, and I'm gonna try to get in touch with him. And like I said, we're at the point now, whether you like it or not, I'm a big Razorback fan, um, really big Razorback fan, and I don't care what the state of the program is like. I'm never ever gonna be in a spot where I'm preying on its downfall. So, God, if I could help, and I think that's something a lot of recent coaches really haven't done is to lean on people who can help go out and get people more engaged and get more support behind you, help with these high school recruits, build up. Because we're looking at high school kids now. Every time I go travel to these places and I ask them, what about Arkansas? They laugh. Because they grew up in an era where they've just never been good. It'd be like, why would I go there? We have somewhat turned into what Vanderbilt used to be. Like, if I was in high school and Vanderbilt came to the table, I'd be like, oh, I don't know about that one. But Arkansas, yeah, we're going to go play with them Hogs. You have to get these kids back on that track, man. Have to, have to, have to. Uh, somebody, Alex Sterling, something like that. Yeah, that's what I was doing, something like that. You're on it. You know me too well. All right, here we go. We got somebody ready to join the show. Sean Wilkins, I see you backstage. You're not gonna cuss, right? We good to go? All right. Well, you shook your head yes. Did you say you are gonna cuss or okay? All right, there we go. All right, here we go, Sean. Big timer. Where you from?
Conway, Arkansas.
We got a Wampus cat in the house. All right, home of Peyton Hillis, home of Tim Horton. News this morning hit you. Ryan Silverfield was going to be the new head coach. What'd you think?
Completely surprised.
Surprised, huh?
Yep. I could have swore we were going to get Alex.
So Alex is gone now. Now that Silverfield is the guy, I mean, are you upset about it? Are you not sure? Can
We
you
need
kind
to
of
give
see it?
that a chance.
What was that?
We need to give him a chance.
We need to give him a chance. I mean, he's here now. You know what I mean? And that's kind of goes along with the line I said about now that he's here, do we try to make him fail or do we get behind this guy now and say, hey, we like this team. All right. So let's see if this thing
Well,
works out. That's where I kind of lay a little bit more.
see, my thing is they've already dished out too much money for coaches.
Yeah.
You know, they just paid Sam Pittman $9.3 million to leave.
Yeah. They paid him. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's pretty much where most of our money is going is to buy out their contracts so they can leave.
Yeah, line. I think we even have to pay Coach Petrino because he had a year on his contract too, so he's walking away with some money as well. Moving forward, I'm curious. How do you think he'll do next year? What you as a fan, your expectation of wins next year? How many wins would you be like? Okay, I'm okay with that.
I will be okay if we go if we win 7 games. If we can win 7 games, I will be happy.
Man, if we win 7 games with the schedule that we have and completely rebuilding from scratch next
Right.
year, I mean that would be okay. Good job. I think that's a big ask. I really do. So You got some high
Again,
standards over there, and I like it.
the Razorbacks need a lot of work. They do.
A lot of work. I would say
Especially,
just about as much as you can get.
yeah.
Much as you can get. All right, man. I'm gonna bring somebody else in here. Okay, appreciate the
Yes,
call.
sir. Yes.
All right, man. Have a good one. Sean Wilkins out there in Conway. Let me get back to this chat real quick. I see you backstage, John. Just give me a second. All right. This is where it gets big. And think about this, John. A realistic expectation. How many wins next year? I see somebody, Bobby Swain says 8. Somebody said 6-6. 7 wins, question mark. LOL. I mean, it's just, I know it's hard to believe. So this is what's so wild about this team. And I'll go ahead and bring you in right here, John. 7 wins sounds insane, but when you look at the games this year, we were not far away from having 7 wins. Literally, point wise, it's literally right there. Now, you didn't have a team who knew how to finish a game and get it done, but now you're starting from scratch, all right, with an extremely difficult schedule next year. And I was talking to a buddy today. When you talk about those expectations of 7 wins, we're adding an extra conference game. So now we have 9 SEC games. So there's another tough one. You don't have these gimmies anymore. And then one of the 3 gimmies is on the road at Utah, who is 9-2 or 10-2 right now. All right. So it's going to be a very tall task. So that being said, oh my gosh, I almost said this too. And out of those SEC teams, we have maybe 5 or 6 right now that are all 10-2. Like, we were trying to figure out how that is even mathematically possible for everyone to be that good, but that's what Arkansas is up against. So before I get into your thoughts about this hire, what do you think is a fair expectation of wins next year for the Razorbacks?
Man, whenever you look at it, a rebuild season, I think 5 wins is perfect. Like, for a first year, if you go, 5-7, you can't ask for much more with a rebuild.
Yeah.
That's about it. But
all right. So news on this coach. When it hit you this morning, were you like, okay, or are you like, what the hell?
So I was leaning towards the second one. But whenever I was looking, I've actually got his stats put up now. And he went 8-4 this year, but 11-2 and 10-3 these last 2 years.
Yeah.
Like, I think people are blowing this hire way out of proportion. Like, I think it's more of people are leaning against Juracek. I think that's the problem with this Silverfield hire.
I think that's what's going on.
But I personally believe that this could be a really good hire.
Okay.
I like the way it's heading. I was on the goalless train for a while.
Yep.
But now that I'm looking into it, I'm feeling pretty good about this hire, if I'm being honest.
Well, when all this first started happening, we can go back to some shows that we did and some polls that we did. One of the names that popped up first was Ryan Silverfield.
Yep.
And that's, after he beat Arkansas, we talked about those 2 previous years, going 10 wins and then 11 wins. I think flop those around. A lot of people are very high on Silverfield, and then he loses a couple in a row, and then everybody's like, oh, the hell with him, and so it's just, it's tough. But you're right. I felt like for some reason the fan base was all about this guy, and then it just switched at some point. And I do think there is this thing of people just, it seems like Arkansas is a laughing stock, super embarrassing. It's like, we don't know what we want to do, conflicting reports all over the place. Is he the guy? Did we settle?
Right.
And so I think you're right about people just being more upset with Hunter Yurachek than actually the Ryan Silverfield. Now, I'm not trying to speak for our fans, all right? So if you don't feel that way and you think this is an awful, awful, awful hire, then please send me an email. We can hop on. Real quick, I got to bring in this super right here. I'm not expecting more than 4 wins in the first year. If this guy wins 7 games next year, I'll let Grant tackle me full speed, all right? That's what I'm saying. If he wins 7 games next year, that would be impressive, all right? So now with this new coach comes staff, okay? Is there anything that he could do as far as a move and who he brings in on staff that would make you feel like, okay, I like the way I like what he's thinking. I like what he's doing.
Got to have a defense. Like, for some reason that I can't really disclose, I have been at every home game, right?
Okay.
But I've had to watch all these defensive breakdowns, and if you look at if you just look at our defense, we're 120th in the FBS, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that. You have to have a defense. And like you can get away with a mediocre offense if you have a great defense, but you can't get away with a mediocre defense with a great offense, if that makes sense. Because not every game can be a shootout. You're gonna lose most of them, unless you're just awesome. I mean, I just think great defense.
And you brought up a good point right now. I need to look and see who his defensive coordinator was, because they played Arkansas really, really efficiently, very well. They got off the ball. They brought really cool blitzes. You had a team that had less resources that on that day just woke up and whooped Arkansas's ass. They played very, very well on that defensive side of the ball. Now, I know he's an offensive line guy, more on the offensive side. And so I would say that will be the biggest next step is who are you bringing with you? And from a conversation I had, I don't know how much experience he's had on being a coordinator, of having that specialty of, coach, what are we going to do? So these next two hires on the offensive coordinator and defensive side, I think could maybe change some things depending on who it is. But I guess we just have to wait and see. You said you've been to every home game, but for some reason you can't let us know what it is. What does that mean? That's very cryptic.
I'm a part of a student organization that's there.
You a mascot? Are you a
I'm
mascot?
Not. No.
All right. What it is? Student organization that is there. We'll figure it out. Whatever.
Yeah.
You can tell me after we get offline.
Yeah.
All right, man. Where are you from?
Well, so I'm originally from Monticello, Arkansas, but I'm about a mile and a half from the stadium right now. I live in Fayetteville.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
I love it. Who is that? Emily. All right, man. I'm gonna let you go. Appreciate the call, big dog.
Yes, appreciate it.
Have a good one, man.
You have a nice one.
All right. Once again, hold on. Let me get you down. Sorry. That's on
Somebody
me.
got
That's on me. That's on me. Boom. There we go. All right. Once again, if you want to join the show and be a part of it, all you have to do is shoot me an email. I just sent one to Bo, who's I just sent you an email. All you have to do is click that link and you'll be able to join the show. But yeah, just going through this. These are some good suggestions. Needs to go get DJ Durkin. I think he's the defensive coordinator at Auburn. And very, very good. You saw the game plan that they had, not just against Arkansas, but all year long. I mean, I'd say if Auburn had any lick of offense this year, they would have been a problem. All right, their defense really held up against everything that was going on. Let's get some more comments coming in right now. BP, much better coach than Silverfield is now and may ever be. Why take the chance? A lot of people asking that. That's a good point, man. It's just one of those wait and sees, and I'm with a lot of people on this, and I need to do my part. I just hate giving opinions on stuff I don't know something fully about. That's why I'm going to spend most of the day today and tomorrow really digging into the film of Ryan Silverfield and what he likes to do. We'll have our breakdown tomorrow night starting at 5:30. And we usually recap the last Razorback game, but this time I'm just going to assume the fans don't really care about the breakdown from the Missouri game. Just going to focus on Ryan Silverfield and what you can expect, at least on the field. What was that? Who's this? Oh, he wants to join? Tell him to send me one. So it's much easier to do it that way. All right. Steven Martinez. How are you doing, my friend? I'm about to bring you up right here. Steven, what's going on, man?
Hey, nothing much, DJ. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Just it's been a busy couple days. So much going on. I'll say weeks, man. As soon as the season is over, now we're gonna ramp it all up again with this coaching stuff. All right. So first of all, where are you from?
I'm from actually Conway, Arkansas, but now I live in Leachville, Arkansas.
Okay, we got a lot of people from Conway on here today. How long you been a Razorback fan?
Since probably 4 years old.
4 years old. So you're locked in. All right. So
yes, sir.
News came in this morning that we landed on a new head coach in Ryan Silverfield. What was your first thoughts?
I thought I was still sleeping, having a nightmare.
Oh no. Nightmare. All right, tell me why. Tell me what's going on. How you feel?
Well, I mean, I just cannot believe that, like you said, they've had 3 months to make this decision, and this is what we come up with. I mean, if you look at his record, he can't win the big games. I mean, look at the conference he's in. And if you have that kind of record in that conference, and then you're going into the best conference in the country, the SEC, no, there's no chance he's going to succeed at Arkansas. We'll probably have another 2, maybe 3 wins next year.
Oh
That's what
no!
I'm looking at.
Don't tell me that. I ain't trying to hear
I
that.
mean,
I need a little more optimism, Steven.
I mean, I got hope. I mean, I'm hoping, that it turns out better than that. But in reality, I really don't think so. We should have kept Bobby. He wanted to be there. Uh, and I know if they would have hired Bobby, he would have cleaned house, pretty much got rid of every one of them defensive players that we had. Because I played football and I have and watched a lot of football, and I have never ever in my life seen a defense as bad as we had. We've got high school, we've got even got junior high that's got better defensive players than what the Razorbacks had up there this year.
It sounds like you've been going through it this year, Steven.
Oh yes, I have. I have.
What
I
what
just
po- what position did you play?
I play defensive tackle
Okay.
and linebacker.
All right, all right.
Yeah.
So now that'll be big. And we talked about the recruiting thing. I think Arkansas potentially may have one of the biggest turnovers in roster that we've had in college football.
Yep.
36 something seniors gone,
Yeah.
new hire, who stays, who goes. Now, I will say this Silverfield, he's an offensive line guy. And we did a breakdown with Grant Cook not too long ago when we had some backups come in. I can't remember. I think we are playing a team and we had some people injured. Right tackle, Bassard. Then you had a freshman, a true freshman, Cash, and then you have some couple guys. We potentially could bring back 5 guys with experience that seem to show some promise. And when you look at Silverfield being an offensive line guy, if he can keep those guys and you start with a good competitive offensive line, does that not give you a little bit more wiggle room from some hope?
I mean, it does. The offensive line played decent and everything. The offense was really good. Like I said, our
Mm,
defense could have just stopped all these teams a couple of times. We could be sitting in the playoffs, really. They just could not stop anybody. It was just crazy.
oh man, I like it, man. You did you go to many games?
Yes, anytime I get a chance to go and I can get me some tickets and stuff, I'm there.
You're there. No matter the record, you're there.
Uh, in the past, yes. This coming year, I think I'm just going to uh show my disgruntled by not going to the games. I think I'm just going to stay at home and watch them on TV. Uh, I'm not going to say what I really want. I'm going to watch the crap show because I feel like that's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
And I mean, I feel like that would kind of. I feel like if the Hogs fans, the true Hogs fans that work their butts off to pay that kind of money to go and watch them games, like for me to go, it's about a 6-hour drive. And if that stadium is half 75% empty, that
Mm,
right there will show the big wigs up there how the Hawks fans really feel. And
yep.
that would make a huge, huge statement.
All right, man. I appreciate the phone call, man. It seems like you're chilling, about to watch some Sunday football. You enjoy your day, all right?
All right. Thank you, DJ.
All
You
right,
have a
man.
great day.
You too. Thanks for the call, Steven. And big time fan since 4 years old. Just he said he woke up and thought it was a nightmare. All right. Somebody says in the chat that Memphis sent us a thank you letter. That's another thing. Talked to a few people and Memphis wanted him out of there. All right. So they're very happy with what is going on. Like I said, I haven't done enough research to really get into the ins and outs. So give me a day or two so I can give you an honest opinion. Early signing is Wednesday. Better call Kane Archer quick. That is the very interesting thing that they're not going to have his official press conference until after signing day. I'm not sure why they're waiting so late to do that. Usually it's after you announce that, after you sign. I mean, he's clearly there and he's signing paperwork. I don't know what the holdup is. Very interesting. All right, I sent out 2 more emails to Ladarius, and I sent one out to Chris Robinson. So Chris Robinson, Ladarius, and Bo as well. Bo, I sent you a invite. You said you're interested in calling the show. All you have to do is open up that link, and you're good to go. All right, here we go. Chris is in right now. Chris, you got me? Chris? You got me, Chris? Got scared. Got a little scared. Got nervous. Chris, you can call back. Open that link up again. All right. Another super chat coming in right here. Silverfield did bring in 70 new players this year. Wow. 70 at Memphis. Pulled out a decent season, so maybe he can work some magic in the portal. All right. I hope you are right. All right, Bo, standing by. Bo, I believe last time we talked, you were in the car last time. Am I making that up? I can't remember. We had a bad connection.
I think
Or
you're
you
making
like,
it up.
oh, I'm making it up? Okay, fair enough.
No, you're good. No, it's every time I call in, it's on the road.
Okay, fair enough. What you got for me, man? What do you think about everything that's going on?
Man, I think at this point, Alex Golish going to Auburn should have been the linchpin that pulled it for Bobby Petrino to be the coach.
Mm.
I think Alex Silverfield scraping the bottom of the barrel. I think it's going to be a rough year next year. Silver, he was 1 year from the hot seat at Memphis.
Yeah.
So I think Bobby has proven himself that we were going to have a top 10 offense next year if we could just throw some money at a defense. But
yeah,
it's tough watching this happen. Like I was arguing with my best friend the other day about it with Taylor Green getting us to the point of being in the games, but also being the cause of losing the games. And we need somebody that can just be a leader. We need somebody that can take hold of the program and just force us in the right direction instead of just guessing at it.
Yeah. I mean, I can tell by the way you're talking right now, man. You just seem defeated. Like you're just.
Man, I am. It's tough. Like I coached Pee Wee football for off and on for years, and I'd always talk to the kids about how much pride we had in the Razorbacks and watching you play and Mallet and Tyler and I just all the names everybody knows and just had so much pride in the program.
Mm.
And the last decade, it's just been nothing but a land of self defeat.
Yeah. It's
And
tough,
so
man. I can tell you're going through it, man. Going through it.
I'm going back and forth. Like I want to be on the wagon where I say, hey, I'm going to throw my loyalty behind Silverfield. I want to support them. I want to give them a chance because what other choice do we have at this point? But it's just it's just defeating being a fan at this point. It seems like nobody up on the hill's listening to the fans or cares what anybody thinks. And so I don't, even as far as in-state talent, like no, Arkansas doesn't have just the cream of the crop year in and year out, but we have good players that they should go
Yeah.
after. We don't need to let them go to Ole Miss or go to Memphis or smaller schools. I mean, we still need to do what we can to keep them there because at least they're going to fight for pride.
Yeah.
Versus the other schools or the kids out of state that are just going to fight for money.
Mm-hmm.
At least we'll have that. But it seems like nobody on the hill really cares where it goes.
All right, man. I appreciate the call. I got some people waiting back here, man. Have a good one, man. All right.
You too, bud.
Appreciate it. All right, man. Hey, my guy's going through it. I feel you. I got some people backstage. I'm about to pull you up. I got a super chat coming in from Nick. He says, nobody picked up Mullen. What the hell does that say about the program if you can't poach him from UNLV? Not only did we not have a chance at him, he responded with a 0.0% chance of wanting to be a Razorback. All right. Here we go. I got some people standing by. So I got Robert, I got Ladarius, and I got Chris. I'm going to go in that order. All right. So Ladarius and Chris, y'all stand by. I'll bring you up here in just a second. Robert joining the show. What's up, big dog? What we got going on? Uh-oh, you muted. Hold on one second. Push that mute button on your dilly. You see it? Looks like a microphone. There we go. Lock it in. What do we say on 4th and 5? We got to tighten up. You're close. Hold on. I see it on the screen. It says mute. All right. So
All right.
there we go. I got you. All right. What's up, big dog?
Man, I've been watching this coaching search from the start. And at one point, I actually took all 4 names and looked at everybody's resume. And I'm not trying to be just positive about this. I'm just laying the facts out. If you look at the facts, he has the best record of any of the 4 coaches as they talked about. He's
Okay.
also beaten Golich, I think twice in the last couple of years. He beat Morris. So, I mean, if you compare apples to apples, I mean, the guy has a better record, in my opinion. As far as protesting, I can understand people being upset, but be upset at your check.
Yeah.
And my simple advice would be to really start recruiting the state. But I'm not talking about just recruiting players. I'm talking about recruiting people like you, DJ, or people like David Basil. People that Houston Nutt. Get these guys back in the fold.
Tim Horton. Tim Horton would
That's
be a good one
right.
too.
Get these guys back in the fold and let them be a part of the program and let them guide, some of his actions, because he can, he'll learn how this is. Every fan base has its own culture. I've lived in Alabama. Auburn had its own culture. Alabama had its. I mean, every fan base has their own culture, and he's going to have to learn that.
Yeah.
And as soon as he does, the better off he's going to be. So,
Yep.
I mean, everybody's being negative, but I mean, really look at the record. Go and see who he's beat. I mean, he's beat some big schools. He's what, 4-1 in bowl games? So, I mean, the guy doesn't have a terrible record. And the other thing I want to point out, and if David Basil's watching this, he'll know that I told him this.
Okay.
My deacon at church is a graduate of Clemson.
Okay.
And there's a deal called iPay. And they started this decades ago. And it started out, I pay $10 a year. That's what it stands for. It's for the common fan to be able to make a contribution and be a part of the program. And they, like I said, they've been doing it for decades. We need to do something like that here in Arkansas.
Yeah.
And I don't understand Hunter Yurchek being an athletic director, how he wouldn't understand something like that. And my personal opinion is Yurchek needs to go. That's why everybody's upset. They're not upset at Silverfield. They're upset at how this thing's been handled. And by the way, he didn't handle the last coaching search with Pittman in the correct manner as well. So this is part 2 of what he did, back when he hired Sam Pittman. And by the way, I want to plug Sam Pittman. I think Sam Pittman is a good man. I think he cared for the people of Arkansas.
Yeah.
And I think as I pointed out one day, if being a good person won football games, Sam Pittman would be undefeated. So and the last thing I want to point out, and I know you got other guys calling in. Well, wouldn't it be great if somehow we could retain Bobby Petrino? I don't know if that'll happen, but I would think that would unify the fan base 100%.
So it's funny you say that. So like coaching tree type stuff, and Ryan Silverfield through Norvell also coached with other coaches who had a stem and tree from a Coach Petrino style type offense, and so there is some connection there. So I think that'd be really cool. I don't see it happening, but I think you'd be onto something. But
and also too, talking about his record, of all the 4 guys, is he not the only one that has NFL coaching experience?
Yeah.
So I mean, again, if you look at the man's record, it's not a bad record. So
all right, Robert, I appreciate the phone call, man.
Thank you, DJ.
Yes, sir. Have a good one. All right, lineup. Ladarius, you're up next. Chris, I see you. I'll try to keep everybody tight so we can get them in. And Sean, I see you backstage. Bear with me for a second. 4th and 5 favorite, Ladarius, joins the show. Big dog, what's going on, man? How are you? Now I know your mic ain't muted too.
Yeah,
You should
yeah,
know better
yeah,
than that. All right, all right.
yeah, yeah, yeah. What's up,
What you got for
boss?
me, man? What you think, man?
Hey, man, I need people to tighten up, man.
Oh, okay. Tighten up.
You folks is tripping, man. We got a great head coach. I wanted them as soon as they beat us. I wanted them. I said, I like that guy. Look like
Yeah.
he can motivate a team right there. So, like the previous guy said, I think people are just mad at Yurchek. I like the hire. I think Golish may have been a little bit overrated. I mean, I think we got our guy. I think we got the right guy. I want a guy that wants to be at Arkansas. I don't
Yeah.
want. I feel like we get besides Petrino and Sam Pittman. I think we have like very few coaches who actually want to be here. I don't want a guy that's looking for the next spot as soon as he get here. So a guy
Mhm.
wants to be here. Hey, give me that all day.
I like it, man. And you're right. We talked about that the other day when they played Arkansas, the style of which they played with that day. It was impressive. And I'll say this too. Before the season started, when we looked at the schedule of who Arkansas is going to play, and the goal was trying to get to Ole Miss and focus on winning that game. And almost everyone said at the beginning of the year, watch out for Memphis. That's a
Yeah.
good football team. We all said that. So but like you said, I think just the way everything's been handled, people are extremely frustrated with it. But
I
I'm with you,
think
man.
I hear he was like really tied in with. I watched Trey Biddy before I watched you, and Trey Biddy was
Yeah,
mentioned that he really tied in with the high school people or the high school coaches. So I'm
yeah.
going more recruits
Which is huge.
in the state. Yeah,
Yeah, which is huge.
people in the state and then with the high school coaches. Why wouldn't we want a guy like that?
Yeah, I'm with you, man. All right, Ladarius, I appreciate you, man. I'll be talking to you soon, I'm
Yeah.
sure. Yep, I know that's Ladarius, and I will say this too. Trey mentioning that he's linked in with high school coaches. You know, I went around and talked to a lot of high school kids this year. Kane Archer being one of them, and a few others. But in the process of talking to them, a lot of them did say we can't get a lot of the Razorback coaches really involved with us. It's not like it used to be. So I thought that was a problem. Hopefully it is addressed. Chris, welcome to the show. Where are you from?
Just Conway, man.
Everybody from Conway today, right? You're the fifth person that's called in from Conway. What's going on over there, man?
Man, I appreciate the show, man. It's awesome.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you. Thoughts on Silverfield?
Right now I'm just kind of wait and see type. I'm not gonna jump on him. I think he has just as good a chance to do as good as anybody else. The names that were being mentioned, I think, in my opinion, they're kind of all the same guy. Golish, Silverfield, and so I'm gonna wait and see. I'm not gonna bash the guy. I mean, he's done well at Memphis. I mean, heck, they beat us. So
Yeah.
what do but I see all the fans out here just really bashing him. You got to give him a chance. I was the biggest. I wanted Bobby Petrino more than anything. I think we all kind of wanted that redemption story, but it just didn't pan out. And I kind of jumped on the train where it was time for a change.
Yeah.
I think even though they played hard, it just didn't work. I'm sure everybody would love to see Bobby Petrino in that second chance, but it just didn't pan out, and something needed to change, in my opinion.
So you said you're a wait and see type of guy. Expectations for next year for you to be like, all right, I can move forward with this.
Well, I think it's got to start with our in-state recruits. I mean, like you said, I've watched a lot of your shows where you went around and interviewed the high school kids, and they said they kind of felt a disconnect where a few of them said that they were even quote unquote ghosted by the coaches.
That's wild. It's wild.
Yeah, I know you can't have that, and especially in a state that doesn't put out the high number of highly touted recruits. The handful that we do have, we got to hold on to them. We need them to want to be Razorbacks. And of course, you've heard other people say Walmack at Alabama. I don't know how that, nobody will ever know how it is, but I think it's pretty easy to look good as a defensive coordinator when you're coaching Alabama players.
You ain't lying, man. The horses make coaches look great, man. If you got horses in the stable, you can get anything.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, again, I get the frustration. We've had a few months for the coach's search, but all reality, in those few months, who would you like to see? I mean, there were really no big names, and the dominoes kind of started to fall. I mean, a lot of people, James Franklin. I would have been fine with him, but I'm fine with this hire as well.
Yeah. I like it, man. I appreciate you. Thanks for joining the show. Thanks for watching the show, man. Thanks for watching the content. It means a lot. All right.
All right, man. We appreciate it, DJ. Keep doing the good job, brother.
Will do, man. All right. That's Chris from Conway. Sean, think I see you backstage. Sean Gaither. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Let me bring this up real quick because you've had two things pop up. Okay. Sean, are you there? Sean? I can see he's going back and forth with his phone. All right. So I got Kevin Ortega waiting backstage here. I think this is Sean trying again. Maybe a Wi-Fi issue. Trust me, we've had plenty of those this year with 4th and 5, especially trying to do road games. Okay, I'll wait on Sean. I think Sean has some interesting stuff to come up about some high school recruits and a little bit more inside knowledge. So I'll keep my eye on Sean. But until then, Kevin Ortega, welcome to 4th and 5. How are you doing?
Hey DJ, how's it going?
I'm doing great, man. Oh, now Sean wants to join. Sean, stay with me. Just give me 1 second. Let me talk to Kevin, and then we'll get to you, Sean. All right, Kevin, what you think about this coaching hire?
So I'm like the same guy as the previous guy. I'm a wait and see type of person.
Yeah.
But I am really disappointed, especially with Hunter Yurachek and the way that he handled this coaching search. I
Yeah.
mean, the argument goes, we have Walmart money, we have Tyson, we have JB Hunt. I mean, we have a lot of corporations. There's a lot of money within Arkansas. And I think I was kind of expecting a Coach Cal type of hire. I was really hoping for a Nick Saban or somebody to come in here and really just change the culture. I remember growing up going to the Arkansas games and teams just being afraid of playing Arkansas because of
Right.
the culture that was within Arkansas, within the defense, within the offense. I mean, the Hogs of back then, they were dogs, man. I mean,
Come on
and
now.
like
Yeah.
it's been one of those things where the culture is soft now,
Yeah.
so I'm a wait and see, like let's just see how it goes, but it's going to be difficult to try to get behind somebody when this was probably the third or fourth choice.
Yeah. Yeah. That'll be tough. And like you said, the bringing that program back to that, I think it does start. Now, I will say this. I was thoroughly surprised and impressed with the way Memphis played Arkansas, especially up front. You talk about dogs. Memphis had them on the defensive line that day they played Arkansas. Now, I need to watch more Memphis film, which I'm going to do today. So there may be that type of element. And it also matters, too, the assistant coaches that need to be hired. So, Kevin, I'm with you, man. I miss the old days. I hope they get this thing figured out right. I appreciate the call, man.
Yeah, man, take care, have a good one.
Yep. All right, Sean. I see you backstage. Before I pull you in, John Matthews, you do too much, man. Thanks so much for the super chat, $100. I have a proposal. If they hire you on the staff to recruit, I would feel much better. I think it would swing a lot of folks' opinions. I'm not going to disagree with you. I don't see that happening. But I would really, I mean, I care about this program a lot, and I would love to be a part of it and try to point it in the right direction. And I really didn't really think about this until I started doing the high school stuff of talking to all these kids and sitting down and having these conversations with them. And I saw in their eyes how much they wanted to be Razorbacks. And I was just like, I got to get these guys. And the ones that looked at Arkansas in a way of, what are we talking about? I was like, just let me talk to you. And so if I did do it, I'd be very picky and be like, I only want to do Arkansas kids, but I'm sure you have to do more than that. All right, Sean, I think you're having a connection issue. So I'm gonna Ryan, wait 1 second, all right? Because every time I pull someone up, Sean's thing pops back up. All right. So y'all stand by. I think I got a message in, and apparently Sean has some insight to high school kids. Da, 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 da. Okay. Yeah, he's coached a few big time players. He's coached Kane Archer, and he really wants to join the show, I think. But every time, all right, Ron, we're gonna make an agreement, okay? I can see you backstage, and I can't hear you. I'm gonna bring you on, but if Sean comes on, we're gonna pause it, right? And then we're gonna get back to you. Cool. All right, perfect. Ryan, what you got for me, man? News this morning. You wake up, new head coach Ryan Silverfield.
Well, it's not that he's a bad coach. It's more of we got led to believe we're hiring a big name, a splash hire. We got money. We're going to do all the things right this time. And then I feel like this is kind of a letdown. But I mean, it's not his fault
Mm.
because he's a coach that interviewed for a job. It's
Yeah.
not his fault. It's just our leadership. I feel
Mm,
like
yeah. Where are you from?
Truman,
Truman. How long you been a Razorback fan?
my whole life,
What's this year been like?
man, it's been tough. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
It's hard. It's hard out here, especially ones who don't let go of the rope. And I know a lot of Razorback fans, 2-10. And the worst part about it is, I asked somebody earlier, what was worse, the Chad Morris 2-10 years or this year 2-10? And I would argue to say that this one was worse because we were better than a 2-10 team. Now back then, 2-10 was the best we could do. All right, but what do you think expectation is for next year for you from Ryan Silverfield?
Well, that depends on if they're gonna give him the money or not. If they give him money with NIL, transfer portal, all that, you can build a fairly decent team enough to maybe go to a bowl at least,
Yeah.
and then go from there. But it's all about how much money they're going to give him and all that, and his staff. He's got to have a really great staff too, I feel like.
All right, man. All right, I appreciate it, Ryan. Have a good one, man. Keep that head up, man. We'll be all right.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Yeah. All right, let's see if this works. Sean, you there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm sorry. I kept seeing things pop in and out with you, but we got you
Yeah.
on, man. So,
Yeah. It's having a little problem with my microphone. It wouldn't let me hear you. So I had to go
all right,
back in.
fair
I just
enough.
resetting my phone.
All
How we
right. Well,
doing?
thanks for joining in.
Yeah, definitely.
I hear you know a little bit about a few of these high school players, yeah?
Yeah, I coached a lot of these kids nationally. Braxton Lindsay, Kane Archer, a lot of those guys. So, I was able to coach them from probably about the time they were 11 until, we still kind of have a relationship with them today. So,
And the thing about when you coach guys like that, they know so many other guys across the state. You know what I mean? And you're playing against some
mhm.
of these guys, and you grew up with these guys. And I've traveled a lot talking to all these high school kids. And, when I first started, and the reason I wanted to do this was because for the longest time, Razorback fans have been trying to figure out, why are these in-state guys not going to Arkansas? They've been asking the question for years now. And so I was like, hell, I'll just go ask. You know what I mean? And so I would
Sure.
travel and I would ask. And then I had some colleagues of mine say, this is poor practice of going out, putting these kids in a very tough situation in a tough spot. And they may not know the repercussions of what they're saying about the University of Arkansas. But then I said, well, I literally sit down and I talk to them, and their coaches are right there. And it's not just the players that felt a disconnect, but it was the coaches as well, figuring out, what's the deal? We got other schools coming in here, rolling out the red carpet, checking in with the guys. I talked to Danny Bill, number one recruit over there in Cross County, and he says, "Man, I was he asked me if I knew a coach because I said I played at Arkansas when I was younger or whatever." He says, "Yeah, I know that coach. Man, he's like one of my best friends. He texts me all the time, just make sure I'm good and yeah." I said, "You don't really," and I said, "What would it take for you to be a Razorback?" And he says, "Man, no one's really ever asked me that question." And I'm like, why the hell not? And then, I go talk to Kane. You talked about Kane. And I'll tell you one, this kid's impressive. But then when I said, you're committed to UCF, and I said, be careful, Kane. And I said, but did you ever, did you ever want to go to Arkansas play football? And then he stopped and he says, you grew up here, right? I said, yeah. He says, what's every kid's dream? Is to be a Razorback. And then I was like, well,
Sure.
why the hell? And so from your perspective, how have you seen all that kind of go down?
Yeah, so I'm really, we talk to Adam probably about every day and stuff. And so I kind of, there's a lot of things I know that I don't still want to talk about, but there's a lot of things too that from that perspective, I think that Payne wanted to be a Razorback. There was a lot of rumors about money, about a lot of things that just weren't true. And, once the rumors start, then you really don't know. Me personally, I've coached, well over 1,000 kids, some of the top players in the state, and it's not close. I mean, Kane has the highest football IQ. You did your interview, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And it's the ability to go out there and play the game of football. I've watched this kid go out to Dallas, play some of the top teams in the country, put 40 on them, turn around, come back home, and hit a half court shot in basketball to win a
Yeah.
game. That's that Kobe gene. That's that Michael
Yeah.
gene. That's the gene that the film, it's not always going to show. You're in a great program like Greenwood, so you don't really get to see his greatness all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But it is what playing for Greenwood has done is it's taught him how to, be in a situation with a great system that can be managed. And
Yeah.
so, you're getting a pure winner. You're getting a kid that wants to be here, in my opinion. Now I
Yeah.
know that he's left UCF and flipped to Utah. I don't think that the recruiting for Kane is done. I think it's really, I know we're just a few days away, but
Yeah.
I think as people start realizing they couldn't get the guys they want and things like that, you know, I know that Bobby wasn't real high on Kane.
Yeah.
And my whole thing with that was, are you talking about his size? Because you wouldn't even have the opportunity to get Kane if he was 6'3". The only thing that's even opening the door for him to be here is the fact that he's 6'1".
Yeah. Oh no. No. His signal dropped. I'm
I
gonna
don't
wait
know
for
if
him.
it's
Oh no,
freezing
you're
up
back.
on
You're
your end
back.
or
You're
not,
back.
but I've got like 3 people that have tried to call me
You're
and you look froze to
you're
me.
back. I
So
got you. You got me?
can you
Yep, I got you. Am I delayed? Can you hear me?
mm, okay. Well, I may have to just get back on here because
Yeah, he's gonna
I'm gonna
disconnect
try
and
to
he'll be
reset it
back.
here.
Yep, he'll disconnect. Hey, hold on. Dang, you just popped up out of nowhere. What's up, Hollywood? Give me 1 second, all right? I'll get you back in here in a second, okay? Okay. I just was like, whoa, I wasn't ready for that. All right, here we go. Sean he's trying to get back in here. Sean, you got me? He's having some bad signals right there. I see some comments coming about. Yeah, Kane's about 6'1". Saw him in person. It's legit. And so we'll get back to this. Sean, you back?
Yeah, I'm back. I'm getting
Yeah.
a couple phone calls, and so when my phone calls, it's kicking me off. So my
Okay,
phone
it's
my
good.
phone stays pretty steady.
Yeah.
But no, what I was saying is, the opportunity for Arkansas to have even gotten Kane is only because of his height.
Yeah.
And so when you have the opportunity to get a kid like that, you got to roll your chances. In my opinion, he's better than the quarterbacks that you have in there now. You're not going to miss by letting the kid come in. You know what I mean? And so
So here's where I am on all that. And I mean, if somebody said 6'1", no, I'm good. I mean, look at what Pavia is doing at Vanderbilt, or
sure,
there's been so many other guys that don't have the tools that are just football players. And my thing is, when you get guys like that are from here, grew up here, always wanted to be here, and it's not just him I'm talking about. It's a lot of these kids right here from the state of Arkansas. I'm perfectly fine with rolling the dice on them, even if they don't have all the intangibles you're looking for. And I'll say
sure,
this, and I know you believe in Kane, and I know everybody does, but
right,
just like any other player, it could not pan out. And I'm okay with rolling the dice on a guy from my backyard and saying, okay, it didn't pan out. Because we've had players come in here all the time that we spend a ton of money on, and it's
sure,
just like we didn't get any value for that dollar. And so now, do I think that's going to happen? No, but I know it's possible. But I'm okay with that. And so for me, as a potential, if I were a coach, I don't get why they're thinking that is such a big risk, and not just for him, but a lot of
right,
these players. And another example of a kid that I think still needs some development, and I could see why some coaches pass on him right now is the kid that's committed to go to Oklahoma from Bryant, Matthew Nelson. All
sure,
right. I when I sit down and talk to him, one, you won't find a better kid. Okay. Always big smile on his face, but a competitor out on the field, loves the game of football. And he's all of 6'4.5", but he needs to grow. But I look at his frame. I'm sorry, I'm getting there. I'm getting coach wise. The size of his thighs, legs, how long he is. And then when I heard he won the state championship and the 300-meter hurdles, I was just like, whoa,
mm,
whoa, whoa.
right.
You add 30 pounds on this kid and he doesn't lose a step. Now you're messing with a demon. You know what I mean? And
Right.
so I'm just shocked about not rolling the dice on these guys that they don't see the eye test right now and say, I don't feel good about it.
Yeah, we got to bring winners into the University of Arkansas. I mean, Kane's never lost as a starter. That winning culture that comes with that is it's unmatched. I mean,
Mhm.
did I watch this guy on the national level get kids coming from Ohio, from just Kentucky, from other areas just to play with the kid? Matter of fact, he completely changed our program. We used to have 2 kids drive from Peoria, Illinois to come to practice. That's 8 hours one way to come to
Mm.
practice just to play with this kid. So the thing that he does is he brings so much national attention. And, listen, the only thing that's probably hurting him, to be honest with you, is playing in the state of Arkansas in the 6A division. If the kid went anywhere else to Soto or any of the places that begged him to reach out, I mean, there are a lot of people reaching out for that kid to lead the state. and he chose to stay, with his brothers and things like that. There's some loyalty there. Even now, through all the recruiting, I don't know that his eyes aren't still somewhat locked on Arkansas. And if you think that he's not looking at this coaching situation and going, what happens now? Maybe your bags are packed, but you're still turning around looking to see if there's still an opportunity to stay home. And I think if I was the University of Arkansas, I would make a quick call to that guy. I would try to get some other guys to flip their commitments that are in the state of Arkansas. You got Braxton Lindsey, that's going to go to BYU. You want to get a guy like that to flip. I mean, us losing Isaiah over to Oklahoma
Oklahoma. Oof.
is a huge slap in the face of what we could be. I mean, that kid might be one of the top receivers in college football right now.
Yeah.
He's fun to watch. He brings a lot of excitement. And that's the thing that Kane is going to bring. He is going to bring an atmosphere with him. I've watched people stand hours after games just to take a picture with the kid. And I'm not talking about in high school. I'm talking about just at the youth level. I remember one time we were in Washington, D.C., and they were all out there and they were watching, like they were taking pictures with him and stuff. And at the end, the lights go out. And there was a guy that was standing there, and Kane walked up and he said, "Was you wanting to take a picture?" And the guy was like, "Yeah, but it's okay." He walked over in front of car lights and took a picture. This kid has come in and he's worked with the youth and put a lot of time into football. The kid just loves football. He came nationally, and we were playing the number one team in the country, DEA, and he came and coached in the game and put up more points than anybody ever put on that team in
Hmm.
3 years as a coach. So this kid loves football. He's a winner. There's absolutely no reason that the U of A isn't knocking down his door to try to get him and some other kids in the state as well.
Hmm.
And we've got to do better with the recruiting. I get it that we are very, very small when it comes to the state as far as producing D1 talent, but we
Yeah.
can't let the D1 talent that we do have here just easily, casually walk out the door because we're looking over in Texas and everywhere else. We're not getting the top recruits in Texas. We're not getting the top recruits in Georgia. You're getting their 50, 60, 70th, 80th guy. So those are better than our one recruits here. Maybe they are. But
Yeah.
man, let's make sure that we're finding out if that's the case, because Isaiah, they were wrong. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so when you've got kids like that, I mean, DJ, you came from the state of Arkansas. You got, a good friend of mine, Peyton Hillis, Darren McFadden, those guys that came through the state. When's the last time we had a lot of guys like that? Well, I'm not going to sit here and say that we recruited Brandon down there from Southside. We've got other
Yeah.
guys on, so it's not like we're not recruiting. But at the same time, who's more decorated right now at the high school level than Kane Archer?
Yeah. I mean, I get it, and I don't want to turn this into Kane coming to
Yep.
Arkansas show, but I do like what
Yep.
you're hitting on as far as what I believe a new coach needs to embrace a little bit more, and it's the
Absolutely.
guys in our own backyard, because I think that's one small thing that we can focus on to try to get us moving in the right direction. But I'll be keeping an eye
Yeah, and I
out.
think yep,
I'll actually be I'll see y'all potentially this weekend.
this
4th and
weekend
5. We're gonna be
state.
we're gonna be set up live at the state championships, and so if you want to swing by, be a part of the show, hang out. This is for anybody. Friday and Saturday, we're going to be covering state championship matchups at War Memorial. We're going to be doing some giveaways and all type of stuff, so stay tuned for that. But Sean, I
Yep.
appreciate you bearing with me through these technical little hiccups, but we got to figure
Yeah,
it
I'm
out, man.
sorry. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, this weekend is gonna be a big game here. So we go to Shiloh. So my kids go to Shiloh. So and I've coached
Woo!
probably 13, 14 of the kids over at Greenwood. So they said,
Yeah.
"What shirt are you gonna wear?" I always dress in black. I gotta stay
All right,
neutral.
man.
So all right,
Smart
brother. I
man.
appreciate you.
All right,
Yes,
man.
sir. All
Appreciate
right,
you.
thanks,
Yep.
man.
All right. Hollywood. Now you scared me last time I popped you up because I wasn't ready for it. All right. You just took your camera down. Are you back? You taking your camera down. You're making me feel like there we go. All right, Hollywood. What you got for me, big timer?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on your show. Hello to everybody that's in the chat. I'm super positive. I think um, because someone didn't get the man that they wanted, we can't discount the man that we have.
Okay.
Because, and I say it for this reason. Um, what if he comes in and does the complete opposite? He comes in, he's a rock star, right? That could happen. Just like he could also crash and burn. But if you are a fan, you are a fan. and you have to support and put the support behind these people because we know that being a scientist, um, energy is what it is. Um,
You're a scientist?
I am,
Okay. All right.
and so energy is a thing, and I think it's super important to give the new head hog all the positive energy that you can. And you also have to remember too, a lot of these people that are complaining do not have the pockets um to make these decisions. Um and you can stand outside and protest all day long,
Mm-hmm.
but at the end of the end of the day, um they get who they thought that they could get. And um whether you like it or not, whatever else, this is the reality that we have been presented with. And so I think, um before we do a whole gloom and doom type
Yeah.
type of thing, I just want to encourage everybody to remain positive. And
Uh-huh.
if you can reach out to Coach Silverfield, or whatever else, send them positive emails, or whatever else, because support goes a long way. Because I would really hate for us to put ourselves in a Dana Altman situation to where someone accepts the job and then come to find out, oh well, you guys are not kind or whatever else. And so then who are you going to get? 'Cause that's not, because that they wouldn't be a Hunter Yurchek's fault, for people not being able to police themselves. So um so that really says more about you as the individual than it does as a coaching staff, as a coach, as an AD, or whatever else. And you also have to remember, you guys, Hunter Yurchek has a boss as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so none of us really know what's really going on behind the scene, or whatever else. People have ideas, but none of us really know. I remember, you had a guy that was on earlier that said, that one of the recruits had known for weeks, had known for weeks. So and so that's also something to look at. We don't know everything. Even people that had their sources that they trusted, um, that
Where,
was
where you
challenged.
where you from?
I am from, I'm actually out in the Marche area.
Okay. Why
Uh,
you all up in the camera like this?
oh, also,
Hey.
I am so sorry. I'm so
All up on
sorry.
camera. No, that's
So,
fun.
but
So go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, I'm listening.
No, I just, I think, we're coming from a place of emotion, and not rational thinking. I mean, because I mean, if you truly honestly get everything that you wanted,
Mm-hmm.
okay, let's say you got the coach that you wanted, but the university did not put the support behind that coach, then
Mm-hmm.
then that coach is and then that coach is not successful. Then who fault is that?
I hear you. I mean,
I
as I
mean,
said, he's here. He's going to be our
yeah,
new head coach.
yeah.
It is what it
So
is. Do you want it to crash or burn, or do you want it to be successful? I think some people want it to crash and burn, specifically because of Honey Yurchek. Okay, and
I
that's
mean,
just where they are, and that's how people have the right to feel. And I'm to each their own. Okay, I prefer it not to crash
yeah,
and burn because I'm
yeah.
a Ridgeback fan, and I want it to be successful and let everything else play out. All right. Do I think that's going to happen? I don't know. But we got to sit here and wait. But I'll be someone that always tries to. I'm not going to try to fire this guy before he even has a chance to show what he can do in Ryan Silverfield. And so I know he's seeing all this stuff. He comes here. There's a protest to fire somebody because he was hired. And I think it would be in good practice to one, sit back, see who he hires, and then let's talk after week 3. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay, so I have two other things, and then
All
I'll
right,
I'll let
we
I'll
gotta
let.
be quick. All right.
Okay, no, number one. Um, Those of us that will go to these press conferences, let's remember to ask those hard questions. Let's not ask them in the groups. Let's not ask them in the chat rooms. Let's ask them when you have the person in the room. I think that's the most important thing.
I like
Ask
that.
those questions. And then number two, how would it feel if someone protested you from being in a place that you wanted to be and that you got qualified to be there, but because
Yeah.
they didn't like you, and so
Yeah.
they didn't see your potential. But
Somebody
so
commented the other day when I was talking about football that I need to shut up and go get a job at Walmart. I was just like, dang, that sucks.
well, you know what? You are a content. Listen, you are a content creator, and for the fact that those same people came here to tell you what they thought that you should be doing, just remember your dislikes, honey, will continue to put coins in the bank account. And I will leave you at that. I
Yeah.
love you. I love
Yes.
you all, and ain't nothing you can do about it.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Hollywood. Now I know you backstage, but you didn't. As soon as we wrapped up, you got even closer to that camera. I was in that camera. I appreciate the call, guys. We're about to put a bow on this thing. All right, long day, a long day. I got to start watching film. Let you know what we got tomorrow for you. A breakdown of Ryan Silverfield, what you can expect on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. What type of coach he is, that'll be at 5:30 tomorrow, live at the Mainline Sports Bar in Oakland. I always encourage people to, if you ever want to hang out and you want to watch some Monday Night Football, come out to the Mainline Sports Bar at Oakland. It's kid friendly. We'll be hanging it there, having a great time, and really talking about Ryan Silverfield. I'll probably hold it most of the way and probably push it in a way where we move kind of fast paced because there's a lot to get to with this guy. But if you want to hang out with us in person, that'd be awesome. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one, man. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate the chat as well. Thank y'all for watching 4th and 5.